It's that time again, Trenton, where we get to reveal our top 5 lists of 2023 like we do every year. We have several, and I think that works out great, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, today we're going to be talking about our top 5 most disappointing whiskeys that we purchased in 2023. But we also get to talk about Trenton's top 5 ryes of 2023, my top 5 whiskeys, top 5 non-allocated bourbons, and top 5 allocated bourbons. So we've got several top 5 lists to do. I think it works out good that way because folks get to, just look at one particular list in specific rather than doing a giant list.
Yeah.
So, disappointing though. That's where we're at today. Well, unfortunately, it happens.
Well, you keep saying unfortunately. I think it's kind of good because there's a lot of what we are going, well, maybe not a lot, but some of the stuff that we're going to be reviewing today is just, it was mostly marketing, and it just turns out that maybe it just didn't live up to the expectations or the hype that was around it, and we want to let you guys know what we thought those might have been. Maybe, because I know a lot of folks are unable to get some allocated stuff. Not everybody can get the B tax and all the stuff. So, just letting you guys know if you dodged a bullet by not buying one of these things that we're about to pull out.
And as Trenton mentions, these can be disappointing for several different reasons. It's not like all of them have to taste like garbage. It's not, some of them may be, pricing, and maybe 10 different things. So but Trenton and I have talked about this over the last few days, and this is what we come up with our top 5.
Yeah, and I think a big emphasis on it. Not every bottle we're bringing out is just bad. No, they're just disappointing for one reason for another. We're going to talk about it. But you're going first because you have the 3.
I have 3, but I'll go first. I think Trenton, I want to start with this one here, bud.
Okay.
Tin Cup 14 year. All right. And I feel bad because a friend of mine helped me purchase this, helped me get this. I do that every time, don't I?
Yeah. you haven't quite gotten in that rhythm just yet.
Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for helping me out. But I feel bad because a friend of mine helped me purchase this in a different state, and I believe it was Jason, if I'm not mistaken. But I was pretty excited about it. I really was, because if you look up our last year's top 5, in our top 5 non-allocated bourbon list of 2022, we had the Tin Cup 10 year.
It was great.
And it was very exciting for me personally because it was a lower proofed bourbon, I think 84 proof, but it still was pretty viscous.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of great flavor. It had a lot of fruity tones in it, and it had, it was just really good in general. And then I got this, and it was sent to me, and I opened it up, and I tried it again, even in contemplation over this list, just to be sure. And as you can see, there's very little out of it, and I've had it 6 or 8 months, probably.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And this one here, the flavor profile isn't anywhere even close to reminiscent of what we had with the 10-year. It's still low proof, which is fine. I have no problem with that. It's just the flavor profile for me kind of fell flat, Trenton. For me, it was pretty oaky and maybe a little brown sugar, and really that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the Tin Cup 10 was on our list last year, and it is a lower proof. Mm-hmm. I'm notorious for maybe not having great things to say about lower proof stuff, but I did really enjoy the Tin Cup 10 year. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, made our list, made our top 5 list. Yes.
And I'm not trying to compare these like apples to apples, but you hear like Old Rip 10 year, and then you hear like a 15. You're like, oh, that's got to be better, right?
Sure. Yeah,
I assumed that with this, and then I tried it, and I honestly prefer the 10 year, and it's like it's
me too.
Low proof, available. It's a shelfer. Do you remember how much this was?
It was less than $100. I know that it wasn't expensive, so I can't bang on it for that. I don't remember specifically. I think it was around $70 or $80, so it wasn't super expensive, especially for a an aged 14-year-old aged bourbon. But it was just the flavor profile. I guess my expectations were here with the 10 year, and I knew how good that was, so I put it up here for the 14 year, and it was down here, basically.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Comparing the two,
not bad.
We tried some of these before we did the video just to make sure that we were still kind of in agreement on what these were going to be. We tried this side by side of the 10 year, and I wasn't feeling it.
Not bad, just missed the mark for me, unfortunately.
Well, I'm gonna leave my pride and joy for the last one, but I'm gonna put in this Maker's Mark BEP here.
And I'm a little surprised you did after all the guff that we got when we reviewed the bottle, because we had a lot of people that were disagreeing. Let's put that way. Good conversation.
And that's fine. Like, I am usually never right. So the fact that people might have disagreed is A-okay. I'm going to have you pour some for me too.
Sure.
But when I heard that this was going to be their last wood finishing series, I was like, all right, they're going to, like, knowing Maker's Mark with their BEPs and their FAEs and the SP5s or whatever the one from like 2020 was.
Yeah, man. FOE or whatever that is, the one that had, oh my God, it was so wonderful.
Yeah.
FAE 01. There you go. Okay.
So I was elated when I was able to pick one of these up. And I got it, I opened it, and I was like, it was just a bummer because I know that I do really like Makers. I have very rarely any bad things to say about Makers. It's actually kind of on like the up-and-comer list for distilleries for me. So when I opened this, I was like, really? They're going to go out with that? Like, this is going to be their last one as like the thing to kind of bring this chapter for the wood finishing series to an end. And I was just thinking, like, I think they could have done better.
No, I think during our video that we filmed when we reviewed the bottle, I think you were saying it was a one-noter, basically. Yeah. That's what you're... Because it's not bad. It's not bad. That's for sure.
And I mean, I just poured some. I would still kind of classify it as a one-noter. It's sweet, like Makers. I get that really nice Makers sweetness. But I find it pretty harsh with the oak.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty woody.
I get you.
And it's not... That sweetness isn't helping that, in my opinion. Now, if you like it, I'm glad you like it. For me, this is just one that I think this is yours. I opened it once, and I have it like down to here. It's been open since it came out. Yeah. And it just hasn't opened up for me.
Yeah, I haven't went back to it much myself either. And like Trenton said, if you love anything that's on our list today, we're happy for you, honestly.
And let us know in the comments.
For you. Let him know in the comments.
The discussion folks have around like stuff that they really like the BEP, and like I'm sure there's gonna be some people that just love the 10 cup 14 over the 10.
They might.
And I'd love to hear you if you do.
Sure. All right, the next one I want to give you, if most of you folks know me, and Trenton knows me very well, I'm the one of the group that will take a flyer once in a while on a lower budget type bourbon.
He does.
Because I just love to find a $30, $35, $20, $25 bourbon that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's hard to find those that are just really good, but I love to find those that are pretty good. I really do. So I took a flyer on this one, Trenton, and the tag's still on it from Harry, $33.95. $33.95. It's Koval 4 grain. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is probably the worst bourbon that I tasted all year.
Really?
It just is not good.
You think that's worse than the Hudson?
Maybe Hudson? Well, okay, well, he makes a great point. No. That Baby Hudson was the worst I think I've ever had in my lifetime. I'm pretty sure. Even worse than Corner Creek.
That was rough. And full disclosure, the Baby Hudson is not in this video because I believe it came out last year.
Yeah.
But I would have put that in here because it was not good. You kind of brought this down, and I was excited because it's a 4 grain. I'm a big 4 grain fan. And it's distilled in Chicago, which is like 45 minutes from us, which is awesome.
And unfortunately, this is the only bottle of Koval that I have. So, I'm sure, as time marches on, I'll be able to try other products from them, and more than likely they're pretty decent. I'm not banging on their efforts in general. It's just this particular bottle for me is no bueno.
I just tasted it again before we started the video, and it was like, I think what was most disappointing for me is that it was really solid up until like mid palate, and then it just like hits you with that Uno reverse card, and it's like nope. This is
it turns pretty vicious, bro.
It did, like, very quickly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that particular roll of the dice didn't work out very well for me. But
no.
Well,
if you've been watching us for the past couple months, you probably know where this is going next, and I take no pride in putting this one out here, but it's the truth. The Booker's Apprentice batch, I was just disappointed all around, and I just tried it again. I've been taking little sips out of this as the time has gone on since I got it, and the time is just not doing it any favors.
Well, as you know, I probably dislike that bottle more than you.
Yes, you do.
Because I said, please take it home.
Yeah.
I don't even want it here. And that's what's been so discouraging with Booker's in general, is that I'm going to try to say this properly, But I think as of late, at least half of their releases have been just or not so good.
Kind of
to me personally.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of folks out there, and if Kent was here, he might be arguing with me right now.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
He's a Booker's guy.
I am sure he would.
And those of you that are Booker's fans, that's okay. I mean, let us know in the comments because
my feelings.
And that's okay. I'm happy that you like it. I really am. I'd prefer that you like a bottle that you purchase than dislike it. I really would. But for me, after we did the show on that one, I didn't want any more of that.
And I am a Booker's fan. I have probably 12 of their releases at home. I have quite a few, and I do look forward to them when they come out. I am 100% in agreement that when you have like an apprentice, I didn't read the backstory behind this apprentice batch. I'm assuming an apprentice or some kind of apprentice distiller had something to do with the making of this product. And I agree that you need to give people like real world experience to create something for them to get better. I just don't think that this was very good.
Yeah.
In the nicest way possible, and I wish for something like this, maybe they would have looked at the price and been like, hey, maybe we're going to take a bit of a reduction this year. But it was just disappointing all around. The price, the flavor, everything.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Maybe next year, give the apprentice another shot, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. I mean, Trenton always buys their releases, so we'll see. We'll see what they come up with next year.
I do.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, you folks probably. I'll guarantee you there's folks out there that are actually talking to their phone or TV right now, going, they know what's coming next.
Leave a comment if you know what's next.
If you know what's last, what we saved to last, let us know in the comments. Yeah, but I've got to put it out there. It breaks my heart. It really does. But I've got to put out this year's Wild Turkey Master's Keep Voyage.
I hate to steal this right after you just put it out in front of everybody, but I got to get one more nip of this before.
Put some in there for me too, because I have went back to it once or twice, probably actually 2 or 3 times. After we did the review on it, hoping that it might open up a little bit and maybe enhance some of the flavors in there, but to me it just hasn't. You can see the levels a little bit down. I've been trying, and other people have tried it too when they've come down here. But for me, the disappointment is multi-level.
Yeah.
A huge disappointment was the price point on this bottle this year, which is like, what, $300 now?
Yeah.
Big disappointment. When they used to be 150 or so.
Yeah.
That's a huge disappointment right out of the gate. You're going to bump up the price that much in 1 year. That's just kind of crazy. But also the flavor on this particular one. And I will be honest, as I was in the review, in general, I'm not a huge bourbon fan that's been finished in rum casks. Okay. I, however, am more of a fan of rye whiskey that's been finished in rum casks. So I will say that up front. But to me, between the price of this and the actual flavor of what they produced here, fell hard, because of everything involved there. It was a huge disappointment for me.
I've been getting into rums quite a bit, and especially like Appleton 12 year and the 15. I've been a really big fan of, and that's what these were finished in, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a sour, bitter oak, and you can't really even, like, the nose is fantastic. I love the nose. It's you can get that rum finish on there. I don't get it on the palate. That rum note is like stalking you behind a bush when you're drinking. Like, you don't even know that it's there, but like it can see you. But you don't even know it's there. And for like $300, especially like for full disclosure, I got Kurt the Wild Turkey Master's Keep Bottled and Bond 17 year for his birthday a couple years ago.
That was good.
This was like two or 3 years after that bottle came out. And that was the same price on secondary as this cost MSRP, and it is not even close.
Oh, no, not even close.
And that's a bummer.
And I know it has had mixed reviews, because I purposefully checked on that, just to make sure I'm not the only idiot out there that's saying, I'm not liking it that much. But there was quite a variation of opinions about this particular bottle.
Yeah.
So, but if you do have it and you do like that flavor, you don't mind that rum finish in there, I'm happy for you. But I don't think anybody cannot be disappointed with the price on that this year.
Yeah.
So that's very unfortunate.
And it's one of those things, and I guess just kind of to close, I've seen countless pictures, like Maker's Mark FAEs, not the BEPs, but the FAEs and the BRTs or whatever.
BRT. Mm-hmm.
These are still sitting on shelves. I see pictures of these on shelves in liquor stores all the time.
Wow.
Same with this. Same with this. I haven't honestly been paying attention to Koval too much. I kind of just got introduced to them a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Not much about the Tin Cup 14 either, but I've had seen some pictures floating around of quite a few kind of floating around. But
yeah,
it's a bummer.
Yeah, it is. Well, there you have it. That's our top 5 of 2023 most disappointing to us for, of course, as you've heard, various reasons. We'd like to know what purchases you've made that were very disappointing to you, because we all do it. We all do it. If we're into this game and we purchase more than a couple, 2 or 3 a year, you're every once in a while you're gonna buy one that you're just like, ugh.
Yep.
Why did I do that? Yeah, well, it happens to all of us. All right, that's all we got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and then we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.